R&B Money. We up. Tank. J Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
This is the R&B Money Podcast.
Yeah, real R&B.
The authority. Solamente nosotros.
Oh, shit. What?
Of all things R&B. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a guy, my friends. It's in his blood.
It's in his blood, that's right.
Yeah.
It's in his blood.
Yeah. Every birthday.
Every birthday.
Why fight time
Why-
when you can rewind the time?
You know what?
Take
Let's
us
get right into it.
available at Sally's. Let's
Yo,
get to
ladies
it.
and gentlemen. Why fight the time?
When you can rewind,
rewind.
baby. Look brand new.
Bro, let me say something. Every time before we've gotten into business together and all these things, every time I've ever seen you and met you, it's always been about inclusion. It's
that's a
always been about putting your arms around and making sure that everybody feels welcome, that you are giving the greetings and giving the love.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anything different.
That's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I like being happy, and I want to make sure my people happy.
Yeah.
And so that's what it's all about. And so at the days of, you know, we could talk about a lot of shit. We going there now, off rip. I never liked the major label record companies. I never liked how they did our artists from the past. I remember they used to put old school at noon tours together, and they have guys 22, 21, 23 on tour calling them old school at noon. So if you get dropped off a major label, they automatically call you old school at noon. But you only 23.
Yeah.
You know, you got these guys, and I don't want to say their names because they really legendary to me, but they would have them on old school at noon tours and shit like that. So I made a note of it. I said, yo, listen, they're going to do me the same way. So I got to make sure to diversify and make sure I get to it. And I love seeing my fellow artists look good. Like, you look good. You know, I was in Beverly Hills, and, you know, I'm good friends with Johnny Gill, and he pulled up in the Rolls Royce with the Goyard bag. I was like, hallelujah. You know, I want all my guys looking good, making money, getting theirs. That's what it's all about for me. It's never been about just me. You know, when the kid plays, he be like, my boy. Never been like that with me. It's been about everybody eating. So inclusion is all I'm about.
Bro, you've navigated 30 plus successful years in this shit.
Pretty crazy.
Really crazy. It doesn't happen, right? And like, it's not you're at the 30th year and we're seeing some fall off.
No.
You know, you're in a 30th year looking like LeBron, as I would like to say.
Yeah.
LeBron in his 21st.
You know, LeBron amazes me.
Yeah.
You know, to be in that shape, still be competitive.
But you're in that shape, Joe.
Yeah, I don't
You're in
play.
a better shape.
Well, you know, God is pushing me through. So what people got to know is that I put my hands in God. You know, when people try to, you know, say cancel me or start some shit, I don't even worry. I just know God is gonna push me through because He know where my heart is.
Right, your intention.
So everything's a journey. You know, it came faster for certain people, it came slower for certain people, but it really is like Nipsey said. This career thing is really a marathon, and so it just keep going, and then who knows? Something leads to something. Something leads to something. You know, and then you know it used to be. When we started, it was about, you know, I used to be with Biggie Smalls every day. Recipes, B.I.G., 27 years, and we never took pictures because that was considered sucker shit at that time, right? And now I take pictures of anything. Like I'll be sitting, parking the car like, yo, take a pic because we got to capture the moment. But when I came up, it was all about, if you went in the club, you would see Fat Joe, you would think, yo, I can't talk to this guy.
Yeah.
You know, I got the gangsters around me. I'm standing there like, don't look, because that's what the wave was at the time. And so during COVID, everybody stuck home, they allowed me to turn on the IG Live and show people my real personality. Because they knew Lean Back, they knew the songs. They didn't really know Fat Joe, the personality. And even at that time when we would go do interviews, it was like we had to be real guarded. You know, you got the Wendy Williams, the Miss Jones, the Ebro at one time, where they all trying to jam you up. You know, no disrespect, y'all, but you know, that's where our interviews was. So all of us had to put up those little invisible bars. So during the COVID, it was like, all right, everybody stress the fuck out anyway. Laugh, joke, tell jokes, play the Jones Girls. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm starting this shit with the Jones Girls every day. Detroit on the check-in. So everybody like, oh shit, I ain't know Fat Joe was like this. But and so you never know where this journey gonna take you because it just opens so many different doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought when I was hustling on the block, I'd be selling men's hair grooming products all over the world. Hallelujah. But we doing it. We trapping.
All over the world.
We trapping all over the world.
Different kind of trapping.
Yo, different
safe trapping.
Oh no, safe trapping.
Very.
It's scary out here.
Let's go back there, Fat Joe, to the Bronx, shall we?
Yeah.
Did Little Joe desire to be a rapper, a mogul in that sense, in entertainment?
Let me tell you a story I told a million times, but I'm going to tell you. I remember being 12. First of all, there wasn't, for young people, there was no Instagram. The biggest we could think of was Sanford and Son and George Jefferson. We ain't see nobody else that looked like us. And I'm in the Bronx, and I hate to tell y'all, but it was like a war zone. It was like Ukraine. Bronx was fucked up. It wasn't no real buildings or nothing, no playgrounds. And I remember sitting out there with my boy Louis one day, 12 years old, and I was like, yo, this broke shit, this ain't for me. And he was looking at me like, what? I was like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna be broke. You know, and so I always remember that moment where it was in my DNA that I knew there was more for me out there. I didn't know what it was. So I was out in the street getting a bunch of money. You know, he tried to kill me maybe 30, 40 times. Literally, like the bullet had my name on it, shooting at Fat Joey. And so my man Diamond D from DITC stepped to me and said, yo, Joe, man, you gotta change your life or they're gonna kill you out here.
Are you rapping at this point or you not rapping?
No, but
this is your guys digging in the crates.
You really have to understand, Fat Joe was born. So you know the Muslims, they go to Saudi Arabia to go to Mecca?
Yeah.
I literally, there's just no way of lying. There's no way to doing it. I literally was born in the birthplace of hip hop. No, not on the west side, not on the east side, not on this. Grandmaster Flash was out my window DJing every day. Melly Mel was playing pickup games of basketball. Ruby D, the first Latino MC. Sha Rock, the first female MC. They all from my hood. My hood.
Yeah.
Like the inception of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, first time somebody probably broke dance or this, that's my hood, right? So I'm watching it. So I've been in hip hop since I was born. I did everything from MC to break dance to graffiti, right? I did the whole culture thing. Only thing I could never do good was DJ. It's the only thing I could never DJ right. And I used to try. But and so it was either hustle or hip hop.
Yeah.
So my man Diamond D was on already, Lord Finesse was on. And Diamond was like, yo, let's go to the studio. I'll pay Joe. So we went in there, we made a demo. That became my first single, Flow Joe, that went #1 in America.
That's
hot
your
rap
first
singles.
song recorded?
First song
Never
recorded.
done another
Flow
song
Joe.
before that?
No. Yeah. It went out the park.
That's crazy.
It went out the park. #1 in America. Arsenio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
And you fresh out the project. Or not even fresh out. You
Fresh
still
out,
in the project.
I'm in the project.
Yeah.
I'm still in the project. You know, I moved out the projects because I was getting money before I rapped, but I was in the project till about my second album, and when I realized, all right, you're a rap star now, and they starting to view you a little different.
Yeah.
So for me, I would have still been in the projects right now, you know, but it got to where it was a lot of jealousy. It was, I got to keep smacking
Yeah,
people up in the project, showing them I ain't changed. I'm still Fat Joe. And then it just got to the point where I realized I was like, damn. One day we had a riot in the projects because of me, right? So I used to run the projects, like, king of Zamunga, you know what I'm saying? And then I became a rapper. So now they seeing me on TV and all that, so they starting to look at me like I changed, I went soft, I'm a rapper, I can't punch you in your face, I can't,
I'm a rapper, I can't punch you in the face.
No,
Like
I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
Of course I can't punch you in your face.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it got to that point, and then one day we had like half the projects fight half the projects because some dude told me like, yo, what the fuck you think you doing out here? I smacked his cheek off real quick. Bang! I didn't even think about it. I left. It was just a normal occurrence to me. I left, I came back. Then there was a dude there that I grew up with since kindergarten, and he was angry. And I'll even say his name. I said, yo, Pito, what's up? Pito was like, he was his name, Fat Pito, Fat Joe, Fat Pito. We grew up since kindergarten. What you mean, what's up, nigga? What's up? You slapped, that was my brother-in-law you slapped. And he swung on me. And that's not suggested, right? And so, swung on me, he missed. I almost let him get away with it. I backed up, I went in the car. I never forget, I tell you this story, Rich. I never forget my brother Full Flex stopped me and said, yo, Joe, I know it's Pito, but if you walk away right now, they ain't gonna respect you like that in the hood no more. I said, damn, but it's Pito. He said, yo, bro, it's up to you. I know it's Pito. He was telling me, like, I know you don't want to do nothing to Pito.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I went in the trunk, I pulled out the shocks. You remember they used to have the yellow shocks, the big Michelin shit?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I pulled it out. I started beating Pito up with the Michelin shit. And then whoever was jealous of Fat Joe, fought Fat Joe that day.
It came out
and
that
whoever
day.
was my real brothers in the projects, fought them. So it was half of the projects. 50 guys against, like, everybody going at. Brothers was fighting brothers. Like my brother Harv Power, he was fighting my brother Gizmo, who started TS. TS went with, Gizmo went with the other side. So it was like, all our life we knew each other. We all had like a big riot because they was defending me. They was like, fuck that, Joey, our brother. You know what I'm saying? Then the other half who was a little bit jealous, we won for sure. You know what I'm saying? And then, but that taught me like, man, you can't really be out here like that no more, man. These guys are seeing you on TV. And so it's not your perception of them changes. A lot of times, as an artist, people's perception of you change.
Yeah.
And so you can still be the same person. You the same, we all kids at heart, but they start looking at you different. Yeah. And so, that's what happens.
Wow. I'm sure there's a moment, I'm sure there's that moment and other moments where it's like you are graduating to a place of success on a different side, but there's this urge to maintain
the street credibility.
The street credibility.
Yeah, we did, though. We put it down in this game, like in this rap game without saying no names, because I'm cool with a lot of people, not even cool brothers, but we smashed anybody who tried to fuck with us. Like literally everybody who tried to fuck with us.
And this is all.
Yeah. So in the game,
none of this is.
What?
None of this can be used.
No, you can play this.
No. I'm saying none of this can be used against.
95%.
It's been done.
Talk about fighting.
It's
So
done.
it was like, you got to understand, hip hop, there ain't no PhD, there ain't no bachelor's degree. It's like, you got a bunch of guys that could rap. Mm-hmm. That probably normally wouldn't even have a career or a job if they didn't know how to rap. They entourage is everybody who just came home from jail. Everybody think they tough.
Yeah.
Everybody this. So every now and then you gotta like reassure them that this is what happens.
Yeah. No, it's interesting for me because me growing up in the Bay Area, I watched you as a kid and I watched your career, and it was very parallel to E40's for me.
I think I'm the East Coast E40.
Because I know him so well. That's my guy. And I'm watching you on the whole other side of the country. I'm like, this is very familiar to me.
E40.
Yeah, this is very familiar to me. Like, and it was funny because, and even how it's come to life now.
Even
later in your
now,
career,
he's a businessman.
He's
with his wife.
but you guys were always independent.
Yeah.
You guys always had your
yeah.
wife with you.
Yeah.
It was also, it was watching a man do business.
Yeah.
Right? Because we have a lot of little boys in this industry. It's very few men who are handling their business and who are approaching everything as a man first. All we ask as men is respect. We're not trying to smash nobody. We're not trying to disrespect nobody else.
This is what this is about.
Yeah.
So the only reason I come and do a podcast or I do my own talk show or whatever the case may be is transparency.
Yes.
You know, we got people who look up to us, whether they're R&B, whether they're rappers, and they got to hear these type of stories. They got to hear these business moves. They got to hear how Fat Joe and 50 are friends now, brothers,
Right.
when they was trying to kill each other.
I was at
They
the
gotta
MTV Awards that year.
Oof, that was a big.
I was there.
That was one. But
I was there.
Not to even dwell on that, but I'm just saying they got to see the growth so they can know, you know, like even Fat Joe, I'm a dreamer. I'm a believer.
Yeah.
But if somebody does it, you know, I used to go to Puff Daddy's house and just stare at the walls, the ceilings and the marble and be like, yo, we could get shit like this.
Yeah.
You know, so when I hear a deal, you know, 50 Cent just closed this TV show, man, we could do that. And so I've always looked at everything like I got to see it to believe it, and from a lens of not jealousy, but inspiration. And so that's what's so important about outlets like this is like, we got to share that information with the youth. Has somebody broke down to me when I was a young kid wilding in the industry and all that, yo, bro, this ain't good for business. Somebody I really trusted and known, I'd have switched right there.
Right.
It would have saved me a bunch of paying bills, paying rents. You know, I was going MTV Awards that year, not even that. All them year awards, I had beef with 50 Cent. So I had to fly in with 50 guys. I had to put 50 guys in 50 hotels. You know, we popping 50 bottles, 100 bottles.
Right.
You know, that's a big purse.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You got to be
Count that
busting
cost of
down.
it.
The
Yeah.
cost
Yeah.
of war is real. Because the last thing you want is to be get caught off point.
Yeah.
So you got to be right.
Yeah.
So that all that shit costs. So it's for the youth to understand. Don't get involved in that. You know what I'm saying? We pray to God, right? First of all, God is everything. To me, God is everything, right? And so we pray to God to get us out of these terrible situations. And then once you're there, everybody race to see how they can act like an asshole.
Yep.
You ever watch
100%.
how many award shows you watch, and whoever's hot at the time, it's their chance to act like an asshole while they get their awards, huh? It's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, just be humble.
Yeah.
Be happy. You know, and with R&B, you got a lot of complicated, like you met a lot of R&B singers that like mentally complicated, right? Like,
Well, it's just that like with R&B, you know, for the most part, R&B is a very much solo venture, right? And so it's not like cruise or where there's an accountability system in a sense, right? You always have your one guy that's like, hey man, we shouldn't, like I have my guy right here. It's like, that ain't it. We don't need to be on that, or we shouldn't do this. There's a crew, there's a sense of brotherhood, sense of family, camaraderie. As R&B artists, it's just
it feels like everybody for themselves.
It is.
It is.
It's high. I equate it to it being, we're all in high school. It's the one girl that everybody likes and everybody's their friend. As soon as one guy gets her, he tucks her and says, you better not talk to none of these motherfuckers again.
That's what it is.
That's what R&B music is.
Exactly.
I got the girl. So whoever's the top R&B guy, I got the girl.
Well,
don't talk to her.
You're talking in the sense of executives.
No,
I'm talking in
the
the sense of artists. I'm talking about the artists. You got to think about it like this. We can go back to the history of R&B music and point out that probably, and you know, a lot of niggas gonna get mad at me about this, Keith Sweat is one of the last artists to actually put other R&B artists on.
Yep.
Silk,
Ain't too many
cut
rappers
close.
that do that too. Keith
No,
Sweat wrote
but
a lot of hits.
But it's more
you
rappers.
know that you're not selfish. Like Babyface wrote all the Bobby Browns, all that shit. You wrote a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that's very giving.
But we're
absolutely.
different.
Because everybody's like, you know, like, oh, I got a hit. I'm not giving this to nobody.
That's
Like,
what I'm
give
saying.
somebody
That's
a
what I'm saying.
hit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But so in a sense, Keith Sweat definitely put a bunch of them on.
Bunch of people on.
Yeah,
Bunch
you
of
want to
people
talk
on.
about Keith Sweat, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Keith Sweat, all right, let's go back to Fat Joe. In 88, when all the gangsters was getting money. And it's weird because they put them all in jail, they all died. But I grew up at a time where you turn a corner, it looked like it was bombed up, and then you bump into 10 Benzes and Beamers, and little kids are playing basketball with big rope chains with plates. Like, you know, the dudes is sitting in the corner, Dapper Dan'd out. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up in a fly time where guys was out there stunting crazy. Like that's the time I come from, right? And so, but even though these guys were selling massive drugs, shooting people every day, every time you went into the most notorious guy's car, when he pressed play, it was Keith Sweat. There's just no way around it. It was no way around it.
They playing Make It Laugh
No,
Forever.
no. It's a ride in the road. No, they doing drive-bys in this shit. No, it's a fact.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah. No,
That's why
gangsters love Keith
you
Sweat.
say, yo, Joe, man, you always get Keith Sweat at your birthday. Fucking right.
Yeah.
Cause my guys from my era, they know what the
That's
fuck
what they
that
wanna
is
see.
when he
Yeah.
there singing.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, he got Keith Sweat up in this motherfucker. Like, you know, Keith Sweat, man, I try to tell him all the time, I don't think he know what he meant to the gangsters in the Harlem and the Bronx and around America. You know, Keith Sweat, I don't know. He was singing love ballads, but that was some
It had that
straight
bass under it too,
hard
though.
shit.
Yeah. It was
No,
just
it's-
a different vibe to his music. It was a different vibe to his music. Like he sang. Really, Keith Sweat might have been the first trap soul.
I mean,
He might
Because
have been.
it hit so hard. Like the music hit so
Boom,
hard.
boom.
Like it was lowrider music on the West Coast.
Boom,
You know what I'm saying? Like
He'll
the
tell you,
bass.
man, I ain't want no soft shit, man. I ain't want to sing on top of no
wanna
soft
sing
shit,
on
baby.
that top
Like,
shit.
you got to give me some hard shit. That shit got to be jumping, pumping, put the speakers, baby. And to parallel that, that's really what Keith Sweat is.
yeah.
As
Oh,
the
yeah,
music
absolutely.
is being played by the
Yeah,
gangsters,
yeah.
Keith Sweat himself is a gangster.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Keith Sweat, man, he's something else, man. One year I did my birthday party. I had to move the whole party around for his day. So we did it on Sunday because he was booked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He was like,
Yeah.
look, Playboy. I said, yo, my birthday tonight. He said, yo, man, the 26th is open. I said, the party's on
The party's on the 26th.
We got Keith Sweat. We don't
Keith.
give up. Last year he was going to come. I don't know if people know, but, you know, his house caught a fire. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
the day of my
yeah.
birthday. He was supposed to fly in last year.
Oh shit.
And last year, we tried to get you like 2 years, Tank. We got last year, Babyface came, Stephanie Mills came. You know, Mary J come all the time.
Joe, you
she
got
my
to tell
sister.
me early, Joe.
I'm gonna tell you early because I tried to
No,
get
no,
you
no, no, here's-
to
here's-
Juliet
when-
2
when is
years
it
in a
this
row.
year?
No, we're gonna stop this. Joe,
You know what
have-
else I
Joe,
tried to get Carl Thomas?
Joe, you have to tell me.
Okay. Let's get his number.
Early,
there you go.
Joe. When is it
Oh, we
this
gotta
year?
We
tell his
doing the
wife.
Fat Joe party.
I got a new thing. You know they say don't talk to dudes' wives. I think that's the only way to get it done now is talking to dudes' wives. I swear to God.
Oh, no,
that's-
because she don't want
that's
to
how I
come.
get everything
She don't want
done.
to come.
Yeah.
No, that's how I get shit done now.
Yeah, she don't want to come.
That's real talk.
No, I
Yeah.
needed Babyface to pay me something. I had to hit his girl up like,
Yeah.
yo, hey, Joey, we love you. Yo, could you send this to Face right quick? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I know, that's real
I've been
shit, though.
doing this shit lately. It been
Ultimate
working.
push through.
It's been
Actually, I'm
working.
pushing the shutout. That's who I gotta find. Your
Yeah.
wife would be like, yo, check this out. I need him there. She'd be like, all right, I'm
Zia make it
pulling
happen.
up.
No, Zia make it happen.
You done messed up
You make it
now.
happen.
When she see
Ah.
this, she gonna like call Fat Joe right now so I can talk to him.
So
Come back to
I
right
don't
now
know
so I
if
can
people
talk to
know,
him.
you know, I'm more of an R&B guy.
Absolutely.
That's why you
Than a
here.
hip-hop
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
That's why
You
we
know what I'm
brought you
saying?
here.
Rich be like, yo, why you always want to play that R&B shit, man? Or that I play
Is that what
that
you
shit.
be saying, Rich? Is that
No,
what you be saying?
no.
This motherfucker play some shit from the 70s. I'll be like, yo, that's a little.
Yeah.
It's a little too intimate for you.
Joe,
Too intimate.
you playing Blue Magic and Delphonics?
I play that
Yeah.
all the time.
Come on, man. That's how I
play
learned how to
that.
sing.
I got the super old school mix for On the Plane. I'm scared to fly.
Mm-hmm.
So I listen to all that Delphonics, Stylistics, the Blue Notes, everything, man. I listen to all that. That calms me down.
I got to ask a question.
Yes.
Switch or DeBarge?
The Barge. But
Over
Switch is
Switch?
incredible. Yeah. The
Over
Barge.
Bobby?
Yeah, because they big, man.
Okay, all right.
You know, I'm into
Bobby is Bobby.
superstars. But you know, Switch, most people, you could have tried to jam me up right now because most people don't even know Switch unless you really know R&B.
That's a real R&B question.
The Barge is, that's like saying.
That's the little brother and little sisters.
Yeah, that's like saying, you know, the Michael Jackson or LaToya or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Even though don't get it fucked up, Switch was the shit.
Okay, all right.
Switch is the shit. But the Barge, that's superstardom. You know?
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's talk music. What do you think if we're giving a secret, if we're giving a blueprint in terms of staying relevant, staying active, staying on the charts, being able to do high-level collaborations? You started that.
Long
Year
time
one.
ago.
You started that
Well,
in the
you know what
beginning.
happened to me was after Pun died, rest in peace, Big Pun, I went to All-Star Weekend in D.C. and it was either Philly or D.C. I want to say D.C. That's crazy because I remember so I think it was D.C. and I was walking into the game and R. Kelly was standing up on the wall. And I seen him. And so at this time, R. Kelly had only collaborated with like Biggie or not even Jay-Z yet. It was Biggie and Nas, right? And so he was number one in the universe. And so when he sees me, he said, yo, Fat Joe, what's up? And so like you said, every man for himself. Like, that's the only reason why award shows and all that is dope, because you go to parties and you get to see people you love.
People, yeah.
But we never see these people unless we see them at a concert or something. So he was like, yo, man, I'm a Fat Joe fan, bro. I'm like, R. Kelly? Like, are you serious? This guy was God at the time. And he was like, yo, man, yo, rest in peace, Big Pun. I grew up with the Puerto Ricans, which is true, in Chicago. He was like, yo, man, I want to do a song with you. Now, at this point, I'm still really street.
Yeah.
Like really, really street. Like I didn't know no better, right? So I had to grab R. Kelly by the shoulder. I said, yo, I'm not the guy you say you want to do a song with, and then you
don't do it.
disappear on. Nah, for real. Nah. Yo. Thank God I said it myself. Cause I said, yo, listen, yo, I'm that ghetto, that's still street. Now Fat Joe be like, oh wow, that'd be an honor or what, then I was like, yo, my man, don't be like, I ain't the one, I ain't the
Don't do
guy you
this.
want to talk to like that.
Yeah.
She's like, nah, I'm gonna be in Orlando, come down there, we do a song, this, that. Magically, DJ Ron G hits me up. I never even knew he made beats. He was like, yo, Joe, man, I made a beat for you. So I knew all these producers that made hits, but every time I asked them for beats, say track masters or whatever, they had all the hits, but they would send me they hard shit. So like if I would go to Tank who writes hits and I'd be like, yo, Tank, I want a joint. I was so street, Tank would think of his one hardcore joint and be like, yo, Joe, I got one for you. No, I want a fucking hit.
Yeah.
I want the barge, not switch.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Don't do that, Joe.
no, I'm just telling you. I'm trying to tell you. I want yo, Switch, I love you. You know, El DeBarge, one of my favorite ever. But El DeBarge is that's my guy. But listen, so he go like this. So, Ron G, we go by him. He gives us the beat. We play the shit. We start running around the fucking truck because it's the beat till we Thuggin. We like, somebody gave us a hit. Something. At least it sound like a hit. Like, because everybody else was just giving us shoot 'em up.
Right.
Bang that shit that Mobb Deep or rap to or M.O.P. Or, so I'm like, because that's what I was coming out the gate. So we dancing. So I do my verses. We drive down to Orlando, right? R. Kelly's laying on the couch. I walk up in there. funny shit is the track masters was there too. They was doing this music. And so when I walked in, I'm like, yo, what's up, Kels? Yo, what's up? Yo, this. And he was just sitting on the couch and he said, yo, you got the song? I said, yeah, I got the song. And it's funny because he tried to talk, he talked to you like real light and shit. Like, yo, it's Kels, you know what I'm saying? This, that. You know, I never heard him talk with bass. He always talked like smooth and shit, right? So I give him the CD and he plays it and immediately he rolls off the couch and he grabs this recorder, like a caller and goes, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, he does like the intro. I don't know what he's doing, but he thinking of the hook, but he's singing the shit, right? He was like, yo, this shit's hard. Yo, you know, fire, whatever it was. Then he started mumbling some shit in the hook. Then he turned the shit off and he was like, and the track master's looking at me like, yo, Joe, I ain't know you could rhyme like that. I ain't know you could make hits like that. I was like, yo, I've been telling you to give me the shit forever. Y'all keep thinking I'm Fat Joe the Gangster, right? So the funny shit is, he does that, so I'm thinking, you know, R. Kelly's gonna sing the hook. Yeah. We're gonna do it. And he goes, yeah, you know, I got a toothache. I'm like, huh? He's like, it was like 2 in the morning. He was like, yo, I got a toothache. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go chill. We'll figure it out, this, that. I'm like, I drove 20 hours at the time. I was scared to fly.
Oh, you wasn't flying.
So I drove down there too. So I'm like, yo, Kels. He was like, toothache, this, that. So out of nowhere, he disappears and walks out the room out to a door, through a door. So it's like 10 minutes, 20, 30, 40 minutes. Like I'm telling you, I'm really impulsive. I'm like really, really street at this point. I don't know how to explain it. So I said, man, fuck that, man. I go to the door. I open the door. He dead ass got a dentist giving him Novocaine on a chair in the
real
door,
life.
In the fucking studio at like 2 in the morning.
You ready to go bad on it.
I felt so bad. Yo, Tank. I felt so bad. I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, oh shit, he really got a toothache. Boom. I go, because I know this one record gonna change my life.
Yeah.
This is a hit. You know, you got a hit with R. Kelly at that time. It's
you out of here.
Smash, right? So, long story short, the man don't call me for like 2 days. And I'm staying in like a motel in Orlando. I'm writing, I'm working on my album. And then I'm like, man, fuck him, man. We going back up to the Bronx, man. So we getting the truck ready, and out of nowhere, the phone ring. He's like, yo, what's up? It's Kels. I said, Kels? I said, what's up, Kels? Your tooth good? Everything good? He's like, hold up. And he pressed play, and you hear, we thuggin' rolling on those. And, we got it.
Yeah.
And so, and that's what happened, man. And so that shit.
And that's your first R&B collaboration.
My first hit, like my first R&B hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget, we used to throw parties out here in Miami. Every Memorial weekend, I used to throw all the parties in all the clubs. And we had a Terror Squad pool party. So I never forget, that was the biggest shit out here. So you had Cameron, Fab, all the usual suspects, everybody in the building, AI's in there.
Yeah.
And I go to DJ and I say, yo, press play. And niggas like, yo, brand new Fat Joe. Nigga play that shit. When they heard that R. Kelly go, we thuggin', y'all seen. I actually got to see every rapper's face. They all was like.
Because they'd never heard a record like that from you either.
Who gives a fuck? He got a smash with R. Kelly at that time.
Yeah.
They looking around like, oh, shit. This motherfucker lit. Like, this was like the ultimate collaboration at the time. You know what I'm saying? And the shit was a hit. And so we followed that up with What's Love, with Ashanti, Irv Gotti. That was another ill story too. You know, I didn't really know Irv Gotti. I met him like 2-3 days before Pun died. And we talked for like hours. And then Pun died, and then, that's where I met Ja Rule. I was sitting in the funeral crying, and then I look up, and it was Ja Rule. He was like, yo, sorry about your brother. And like I said, I let God push me through. At that moment, I said to myself, oh, this is my guy, because I don't cry. So when I finally broke down and cried out of nowhere, it was Ja Rule standing over me. I said, oh, God, let me know this is my guy. So I told him, thank you. And then out of nowhere, I was sleeping in the crib with my wife, and phone rang when you still had the house phone. Shit like 3 in the morning is Irv Gotti. Yo, Joe, we made a joint for you. Come down. I'm like, who's this? He was like, it's Irv Gotti. So I go down there, they press play. It's What's Love? What's love got to do? They gave me a smash when them niggas was rocking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I always stayed loyal to them. You
I
know
gotta
what
ask
I'm
a
saying?
question about that. Though. The aggression that you start the record with.
Put that fucking, I was still in the street.
The song is called What's Love? Put the fucking beat on.
Put the fucking mic on. It was like, I was Supreme Beam Ghetto. Still, I don't know how to explain this shit to you.
Fuck your R&B record.
Nobody told me it was gonna be like, you gonna be doing stadiums. After that, it was like white people discovered Fat Joe. After What's Love?
Yeah.
I couldn't perform for black people or Spanish people for like 2 years straight. I was doing all them jingle balls.
Yeah.
Every white guy, whoever,
Yeah.
Katy Perry,
Yeah.
whoever the white guys
You
was.
was getting booked in Vegas at that point.
Yeah.
Fuck Vegas, like it was, the whole place was white. It was like, who's the white? Like, say if it was right now, What's Love was right now, I'd be on tour with Billie Eilish and shit like that. It's just no way around it.
Right.
So they hear because you can't do one song.
Yeah.
So when they hear
Now you
the
gotta do
other
the
5
other.
songs, they hearing "fuck you, suck my dick, bitch, this, that," and then What's the? They like confused, like, yo, I thought he's like a fucking commercial pop guy.
Right.
So I was doing the hardcore shit, then doing it was crazy, man. Now that I know what I know, from being
Your
in the
set
game
list would
so
be a little
long,
different.
way different.
So you hadn't settled in to that being a formula. You were just like,
Well, he
these
only
are
had
just
2 of them at
two
this point.
great records that are what they are. Stand
Well,
alone.
Punch started with the
Wait, still not a player.
still not a player. So when
Fire.
I met Pun, I told him I wanted him to be the Spanish Biggie. And he's into lyrics, hardcore beats, this, that. He loved R&B. Janet Jackson was his favorite, but his favorite record of all time was Fire and Desire. So he be driving through the Bronx, Fire and Desire. Like, he was a big R&B head too. But he preferred to rap hardcore. And so I was like, yo, we gotta do something for the girls, B. We gotta do. And then he did the joint with Joe the singer. Thank God for Joe and Kedar Massenberg, because, Joe had just sold 500,000 records his first week. Joe was the biggest. He was
on
doing
fire.
Drake.
Oh, he's on fire.
He was doing Drake numbers.
He's on fire. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
literally 500,000 first week. Drake shit. And we stepped to him, and Kedar was like, yo, Joe, I sent him to the studio. He shows up, he does the song with us. Like, think about an artist you never met before, you never heard of, you just sold 500,000 and you humble
you pull
enough to
up.
get on the
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. Shout out to
And
Joe.
so that shit
Yeah.
took off. So shout out to Joe for being the real one forever, and Kedar.
But do you
for
also
putting
feel
him on.
like that the legend of Fat Joe also played a part in people understanding how serious you were as a person?
Yes.
And you make a
course.
request, it's like, Fat Joe wants, Fat Joe? Yeah, Fat Joe.
You want to know what's crazy is the first time I worked with Kanye, right? We throw the beat up and I pull out the pen and the pad, and he said, what's that? And I was like, nah, I'm about to write. He was like, you write? Like, I thought you was the Don Corleone. They just come bring the shit to you. The Don asked for it. I said, no, motherfucker, I'm a rapper. I'm an MC.
Yeah.
Bring the Don his raps.
Yeah, I swear to God, Kanye West said he thought I was the Don. They just bring this shit to me. I was like, are you fucking crazy? I write my shit.
That is crazy.
That was the craziest shit.
right.
He really dead ass thought it was like
somebody writing.
the Don.
Somebody,
Fuck somebody
Your raps
writing.
appear.
Yeah.
Your raps appear. I was like, nah, man, I write. Like, and then we did the joint, Pride and Joy, which very underrated song I did with Kanye. We had everybody on there. Who was on there? Jay, the Bus, the Most Def, this, everybody. Even if it's all about the money, I don't really care. Okay, that should cost me a lot of money.
That was about to be my next question. That sounds like a very expensive
He charged me
record.
nothing. He charged me, nobody charged me. He charged me nothing. Shout out to Bink. He charged me nothing. But he said when we shoot the video, I gotta hire Hype Williams.
Oh, shit.
You know what that is. Then I gotta pay for the wardrobe.
Yeah.
He literally had $8,000 tank tops from France. Tank tops. I'm looking at this shit like a hole in my head, man. I'm like, when I went through the shit, I said, yo, what we spent $80,000 on clothes. And when I was looking, the shit was tank tops, sweatpants for $15,000. I mean, we understand that shit now, but at the time, I guess I ain't have it like that. That was coming right after
I don't think we were
round.
in tune with fashion that
we
cost that
wasn't
much
in
money.
tune with shit costing that much.
Yeah.
No way. But that was right after another round.
Mm-hmm.
I had just had another round with Chris
With
Brown,
Chris,
and that was
yeah.
the gift that kept giving.
Yeah.
And so
You got a very aggressive line in that record too.
which one? Fuck you with the mask on,
Halloween
Halloween pussy. Yeah, that was a bar to me.
No, I told him about that.
Hey, Joe scratching his head.
He tells me all the time. It ain't a day that don't go by.
I really listen to music.
You know
man.
how I knew that line? It was coming every single day. I go on Twitter. Somebody be like, "This nigga said, fuck you with your mask on, holiday, Halloween pussy." But let me tell you that story. I'm in Africa, so for a long time, I've been to more places in Africa than most artists. I've been everywhere in Africa. And so it was a time where American artists were either scared to go to Africa or didn't want to go to Africa. So I've been to Kenya, I've been to Somalia, I've been to Zimbabwe, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Luanda, I've been to Rwanda, I've been to Angola. I damn near lived in Angola, Equatorial Guinea. I've been to Morocco. I've been, I went to Nigeria a million times. I went to a place called Djibouti. I'm doing all of Africa, right? So I did everything in Africa. And then one show I had Timbaland, Chris Brown, Sierra. It was finally, I seen some Americans. I'm in Africa. And Chris Brown sit there and he talking with me. He said, yo, Crack, man, let's do a song. It's time. I look at Chris Brown, so like, Chris, I'm kind of fucked up right now too. I needed a hit.
Yeah.
You know when you go through one of them slumps,
I know.
where you got a little 3-4 years where you ain't put one out the park. Look, when you're used to putting out number ones and you get a slump, where you almost can't see the number. I was putting out so many number ones. They was like a joke to me. I was giving away number ones. Like to other artists, my friends, yo, take that, it's a number one. Yo, don't worry about this. I thought they just come to everybody like that. When I went in that drought, and your man Chris Brown said he gonna give me a life preserver, I said, now, Chris.
You had to give him a speech, the Fat Joe speech.
Now, Chris, don't, please. I'm in Africa with you. You promised. He's like, nah, send a song, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I went right back to the studio with Cool and Dre. Shout out Cool and Dre.
Yeah.
And they monsters in the game. And so I sit with Dre. And that actually was like 3 different hooks that we did in another round. So I had one song where they had, I'm wondering you and her and her and her. That was on one song. Then we had we broke that whole hook down 3. It was actually 3 hooks. Like on records I had, and then we just made it one hook.
Yeah.
And send the best parts and send it to Chris, and he sent it back ASAP. And so when we wrote, I wanna go you, I wanna fuck you and her and her and her. You know what inspired that little part right there, and I hope I don't get sued, was when Lil Wayne had that record. I used to go to Live, and he be sitting on the couch and say, I just wanna fuck every girl in the world.
Yeah.
I just wanna fuck every girl in the world. And I be looking at him and he be like, I just wanna, and he pointing around. And so that's how I came up with that part of the hook. That one, you and her.
Yeah.
You never know what inspires. So he did it, and that shit just rang off crazy.
Yeah.
You know, the only problem with that song, I would say, was that I wasn't on fire. Like, so if I was on fire,
It
then that shit would have been the
more.
biggest shit in the universe.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had to dig myself out a hole,
Got you.
you know, All the Way Up was similar too. You know, All the Way Up, it was a couple of years before I dropped the Big Boy. So it stalled. You know, people were asking, you think You know, these guys, you know, there's a real bandwagon shit.
Yes.
Everybody got to jump on some shit, this and
Yeah.
that. Social media wasn't out yet like that, and so and all the way up. So a couple of DJs is like, "Yo, should I?" It sound like a lean back. And then the shit just took off and went flying. You
But
know
go
what
back
I'm
to
saying?
lean back though. Lean back, did you skip over
Lean back was out of here. Lean back was
outta
a
here.
monster.
Shout out to
Different-
Scott Storch.
Different type of thing. Shout out to Scott Storch. If I had known,
Here's a question: Are you independent with lean
yeah.
back?
No. I'm signed to Steve Rifkin at the time. That was just like.
But it's still under you though, under Terror Squad.
No, because and we'll go to
Everything's under me.
right, and that's what.
So
that's
the
what
stories
I
I'm
want to
trying
talk
to tell
about
you,
that.
the stories I'm trying to tell you is like, look, I was signed to Relativity Records, low budget record label. Thank God they put me on. That's why I'm so close with Common. Me and him started on the same label, MOP, the Beat Nuts, Chia Lee, and so we had this little label that was independent, but I didn't own shit. I was just an artist, and then Biggie Smalls blows up. So I gave Biggie Smalls his first show ever. So I was rapping and promoting shows at the same time. Like I told you, I was promoting out here. So we was tight. So Biggie said, yo, let's make an album together. It was on the time he had all the beef with Tupac and this and this and that. And so, long story short, we recorded a couple of records. Immediately, Atlantic Records heard that I was working with Biggie.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how they do the divide and conquer. They came right over. Shout out my brother Rob Reef Tulo. Thank God you did that. So he came over and said, yo, you working with Biggie on the album? I said, yeah. So boom. He said, nah, we want to give you your own record label. We wanted this, that. And so I didn't even deserve my own record label. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even deserve my own record label because I was just on a bumfuck record label, and I ain't really sell no records or nothing like that because they said, yo, anything Puff touching, anything Biggie touching,
Right.
anybody touching
It's
like
about
that,
to go
getting that,
up.
this shit about to go, get them. So we
So
went
you
up
get a
there
label deal off of that.
and millions.
You got a
millions.
label deal off of a
talk.
conversation.
Talk.
We heard
Niggas talking,
Yeah.
yo, Joe and Biggie working on something.
Social
That's
currency.
it. Social currency at the time. It wasn't social media. It wasn't nothing like that.
Yeah.
But they heard the hype and it was like, boom. And I remember I showed Puff Daddy the contract and he read it. He said, oh, Playboy, you got to sign that. I ain't giving you I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you nothing like that, Playboy. Good for you, man. This, that.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my record label deal, you know, the Terror Squad Productions and Entertainment. But I always been on my own shit. No, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 14, 13. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's always been about ownership, equity.
Yes.
You know, I just caught a check right now, thank God. Alhamdulillah. I just caught a check right now and I'm opening a dispensary in New York. It's like God, they gave me the license yesterday and it's a lawsuit I was disputing came in today. That's immediately going to that. And so that's how these businesses are formed. I don't want to play with it. I don't want to buy a new Lamborghini or a Bugatti. I want to buy a fucking business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And diversify my portfolio. You know what I'm saying? That's how the shit work. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, God driving the car. You know, the devil always in the passenger side. We can't let that man, we rebuke.
So as a businessman, right? Because we see this, and I've had these conversations with, you know, the youth and younger guys than us, where, you know, we'll say something like, okay, I didn't buy a Lamborghini, but then a young boy, because I've been pulled to the side, a young boy put me to the side and say, well, you've had. What's your thoughts on that though? Is as
no.
As you're having your money,
happiness is key. So I believe they deserve a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I believe they deserve fly shit. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is they're making more money than we made.
Yeah.
So you can have an artist right now come out with a soup. If an artist came out with Lean Back today, Young Boy 19,
Gone.
he would have
20
some
million.
$100 million
Gone.
deal.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
That's just the economics now. My shit is have fun, but start investing or push your shit to the
Early.
side or start buying properties. whatever you're into, whether it's property, stocks, I don't really trust these guys. I never got robbed by a guy with a gun. It's always with a guy with a bow tie and a smile.
Right.
So I don't even trust these financial advisors and all that. Right? So I like to buy shit and invest in shit I could touch, sneaker stores, whatever it is. I'm just telling the young kids, yo, think about diversifying, because what happens is this. Most artists, I don't know about you, but I know you made a lot of money off of writing for people and all that. But most artists,
and off Rewind.
well, now we out of here with this shit. That man making money in his sleep.
Yeah, he looks
man
mad.
residual
For some reason, though, he looks
income.
madder. He
Listen,
looks constant.
Somebody put the I was out all night in Miami filter on my face, man. That's not how I look.
Yo, listen. Let me tell you something. What I do know is you made one photo shoot and you're gonna be getting paid for
Already.
life off this shit. Bro, you gotta diversify.
Yes. Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
telling the
yeah.
youth, you don't just
I don't know
gotta
if
do
you
this.
see that. That's my candle right next
This
to
is J
to the
Valentine.
Rewind. Yeah.
We good.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, this shit smell amazing though.
Right, too, though.
The J Valentine.
Valentine.
That's how you gotta do it.
Yeah, we out here.
You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is telling the youth, just diversify, don't blow everything. I've done it. I went broke 3 times in my life. 3 times, having like
That's tough.
10 million in the bank. Next thing you know, you walk in the bank and they tell you, something must be wrong, Mr. Cartagena. You don't have $1 in here. You want to know
don't
how it
have
feels
$1.
to walk out of that bank? Because I was trying to save the whole hood.
Right.
I had 30 guys with me. All 30 of them had brand new Cadillac trucks, Terror Squad chains. I'm paying everybody's rent, everybody's bills. We eating lobster and steak every night. We popping bottles every night. We traveling in privates. We blew the bag. I walk up in that shit. Yo, let me tell you something. When I came out that bank, anybody ever owed me $2, we hung them upside down and gave their pockets to bunny rabbits. Like one day I had 250,000 because people owed me 10, 5, 10. We went to it was nasty. It was nasty work. I was dead broke.
Right.
So it was nasty work. It was like, yo, you owe me 5,000? I want it now, B. It might be 10. Yo, they didn't know. They like, yo, Joe, what's wrong? I'm like, nigga, I'm broke. And then I did the same shit again. They took all my money with these taxes. Know what I'm saying? I had an accountant who was a Ponzi scheme. He stole my money. I gave him all my money, gave him wire transfers. The man stole my money, and I still wound up getting locked up and paying the tax twice. The one
So
thing
you
you
paid it
guys
twice?
don't want, the one thing you guys don't want is beef with the IRS.
Real shit.
Because you're on a treadmill, and it's made so that you won't never get out of that.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit people jump off the roof.
For sure.
For shit like that. That's a serious beef. I was going to my mailbox and shit. It's the same letter 40 times. It come like for some reason they know how to print the letter. Yo, you owe. Same fucking letter, duplicate. You open this shit all out. Yo, that's stress.
Yeah. They trying to kill you with that.
So I came back. I prayed to God. God bless me. I came back with all the way up. What I did do when they put me in jail here in Miami, I did 4 months. I really made a plan. A strategic marketing plan where I said, Joe, you're not a kid no more. I was about 41. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I'm out here standing on couches since I'm 19. I'm out here thinking I'm young. Like you say, yo, Joe, I'm thinking it's one thing to think, yo, Joe, you look good, man. You ain't fall off. It's another thing to really think you're 19 and you're 41.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? So
100%.
I'm in jail. The little homie come up to me and say, yo, OG, what's up? I said, yo, what's up? He said, yo, you joining the 40 and over basketball club? Basketball team? Man, I went in that cell. I said, yo, you 41 and they know it. You're not 19, B. I'm sitting on the couches, all the club live. Your man got the, what's the name of these girls? They was blowing everybody's mind out here.
Taz is
Taz
They was
Angels.
blowing everybody.
Literally. Blowing everybody's mind.
Joe.
Literally, right? So we sitting there, they over there acting cute, everybody out here, everybody this. When they threw me in that cage and the man said, yo, you joining the 40 and over, I said, holy shit. They know I'm not 19 no more.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm 19. We running around acting wild for 20 years straight. That made me wake up and say, yo, when you get the money, Go get yourself some Subways franchises. Go get yourself some sneaker stores. Go get yourself some of this, some of that. And so what I was alluding to, even though I got off subject, was when COVID came, I was terrified. I don't know how you was, because most of us, we make our money off of touring.
Off the road.
So when I'm sitting there, and then now, even with all the businesses I opened, them shits was shut down. So I'm super terrified, right?
And there's
Because
like rents and still everybody's
no, you
not
still gotta pay
subscribing
rent.
to
Everybody
the-
ain't
to the
get no
COVID.
PPP.
Yeah,
We ain't
Right.
go for PPP.
Right,
right.
I knew it was the fucking spin the block.
No, I had a conversation.
Since
I had a conversation
when
about that.
you seen
Yeah.
white people give you free money,
Yeah.
and you think that this shit is gonna be kumbaya.
No.
Yeah.
They gonna spin the block for their shit.
Absolutely. My account.
You know,
I
and
asked
if
him.
these guys said he owned a church. He got 70 people
Oh,
he
I saw
worked
that.
for him.
Yeah.
They rocking them shits.
Killer.
Lamborghini. Every bum I ever knew in my life was pulling up in a Lamborghini. I saw a little guy. I really want to use the defamatory term for it, because you got to really, the only way to really
person.
explain the story, little person, midget, right? Like this, coming out of Bell Harbor with like 10 bags. He had 3 strippers with him, with the asses was bigger than him. Now, you know this guy ain't bust his ratchet. He ain't bust no gun. He ain't sell no drugs to get that. He's straight PPP. If I could stop and be like, if PPP was a person, I seen this with my own eyes. In Bell Harbor, I'm like, yo, this shit out of control. They giving anybody the bag right now. Like, he walking through like, yo, bro, no disrespect to the little people or whatever. But, yo, I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. They pulling up all over, but the PPP over.
It was the Dave Chappelle skit. When they start giving away money on the Dave Chappelle skit, when he was buying like 100 packs of cigarettes and like just the wildest shit. Like you said, instead of him getting that PPP
Bro, I went
money,
in Christian Dior, and these dudes was in Christian Dior. What's that financial? What's that? Design district, smoking blunts.
Yep.
Listen to me.
Yep.
In the store, smoking blunts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When I told a girl, I said, yo, what's up with that? She was like, they spend so much money.
We gotta let him.
They buy everything. I say, yo, these dudes is doing the most in that motherfucker. Like, yo, you know, that PPP was good for some people. But, you know, it was a scary time, because most of us, we live off of our shows and stuff like that. So I had to get it to where I make money that don't have nothing to do with just touring. And now my touring is like a cherry on top.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I get a show and I do my shows, my concerts, it's like, we call it cherry.
No, you start doing the wrap ups, everything.
Oh no, we went crazy.
You got the real bag.
Yeah.
How was your first Instagram live though? Like your first one. Like were you
Well, my first was
it
by
tricky for
mistake.
you at first?
No, first of all, I'm terrified. I'm diabetic. I thought I was gonna die. Let's be clear. I'm in Miami. I'm with nothing but Trumpers. Out my window, they are acting like it's no COVID. Right? So I live in a complex. Well, I used to live in a complex where you gotta be rich to be in there. Everybody got some $5-10 million shit, but they all Trumpers. And at the time, Trump didn't believe in the mask and all that.
Yeah.
So if they see you going to the supermarket with the mask and gloves, they automatically know you ain't with them. This shit was some crazy shit out here in Miami, right? So you in the supermarket with a mask and gloves, they already know, yo, he's a Democrat. He's not a Trumper. The Trumpers used to walk by my balcony talking about, I'm with Trump. Fuck that. Fuck the mask. But me, I was scared because I could have died from diabetes and complications. And a lot of my friends back in New York,
Yeah.
they was dying for them every day. Every security guard you ever knew from every club died. Everybody, every day dying. Every day they were like, yo, you seen Big June? You seen Jukebox? You seen this one? You seen that one? That one, they died. Yo, you seen Mo Green? You seen Money Black? You seen that? Like, they was dying every day because of COVID. So when people was telling me COVID was fake, I was like, yo, bro, you got it fucked up. They dying in New York.
Dying.
Crazy. So my daughter said one day, why don't you go live, Dad? No, I didn't even know what live was.
Yeah.
So she turned it on. Michelle Obama in the comments, Kim Kardashian, everybody was stuck home. Everybody is like, hey, Joe, yo, this. So the next day, like 7 o'clock, I said, yo, let's go on the live again. We turned the shit into a TV show during COVID. And we helped a lot of y'all during COVID
Absolutely.
get over the fear. I had Dr. Fauci on. So Dr. Fauci come on my shit. I tell him, yo, man, we want to know when we can go back in the strip club. He said, oh, you was a serious journalist.
Yeah.
No, my guys want to touch some, they want to go up in there, throw some money, make it rain in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so we had a great time with that, but that led to, I got a show with Stars. Actually, we just inked the deal 2 days ago, Rich.
Congratulations.
2 days ago, and we've been negotiating with them for like 2-3 years. So we finally inked the deal, and now it's a go. And so we excited
Can you talk
about
about
that.
what the show is?
So I would say it's a traveling. Trust me, you're gonna know what the show is because I'm pulling up on you.
Yeah,
It's a traveling talk show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for me, instead of the reason I came up with this concept, what we did was because when you got just a set show, first of all, to me, that's, with no disrespect to nobody, it's played out watching the same studio audience shit. That's like played. That's washed, right? So you want people to be excited every day to look at your show or every week to look at your show. And my thing is, it's much more easier to get artists and get people we normally wouldn't get to than the traditional way of going through what you said is I thought you was alluding before when you said the R&B, that you said everybody's for themselves or they got the girl.
Yeah.
It's really be their team, right? So you could be the coolest with certain artists in the world. There's always somebody who want to know he knows some shit. Because the kid Khalid, I'm a fan of his. He asked me to get on a remix. I jumped on a remix. This 5 years ago or something. I get on a remix. His record label tell him, the man had the balls to get on the phone with me and tell me. He was like, yo, they say you too old. They want to go a different direction. This is why his record label told
he asked
Khalid.
you to get on the record
He
label.
asked me to get on the remix. He asked me.
Yeah.
I went to a show. Yo, Joe, I want you to get on it. We did the song. Then he was like, so, it's always people in there that want to fuck some shit up or get in the middle with some, or they know some shit you don't know, and they talk the artist out of it, or they, you know what I'm saying? So, I forgot why I alluded to that, but
The TV show and pulling
the
up on
TV
people.
show, I'd rather
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
up on you.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Tank's store, and now I got Carl Thomas, Tank, and Kerry Hilson.
Yeah.
I'm vibing with them.
Yeah, shout out to
Now-
R&B Money too.
now-
Come
yeah,
on, Joe.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, Joe.
I like that.
I want to
that.
pull up on J and B without the permission. Without the permission. If I go to permission, I got to talk to 17,000 guys and get the lighting right. I want to pull up and be like, yo, what's up? We here.
Right.
Yo, what's up? Crap? They ain't going to front on me.
It's more organic.
Yeah.
It's way more organic. It's going to be a talker. So think Anthony Bourdain without the food. And it might be food. And I definitely want to put Black and Latino businessmen and businesswomen that came from nothing.
Yeah.
And we can hear their stories sprinkled in there in the flyway. I got a girl, she owns It's a 10, the 10. That's $1 billion company.
Yeah.
We rewinded 10. The 10 part is $1 billion company, actually like $3 billion company. She started out doing hair as a beautician. She ain't like the products, came up with her own shit.
her own
Now
thing.
she a Billy.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? I need people that look like us to see this because they got to see it to believe it,
Yeah.
to get inspired. So my whole shit is always, dealing with inspiration.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible. I'm inspired by that.
Yo, Tank, music, Tank.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song?
Joe, you can't do
Ever.
this. You can't.
No,
you can't,
why I can't do
Joe,
it?
you can't do this.
Yo, Tank, yo, why I can't do
Joe,
that?
Listen.
Oh, yo,
I
Tank, you
know
see
you just
this?
inked the deal.
No.
I know you just inked the deal. I know it. I know they call you Joe Fra. I know you. I know what you do, man.
Yeah.
Okay. You are on the R&B Money Podcast today. We asked the questions.
All right, so now I'm gonna give y'all a clause. It's either gonna be the wackest show or the best show. But I'm gonna tell you mine, but I want to hear yours too.
You talking about
We gonna
favorite?
be equal. We're gonna be equal with some of these questions. You're not just putting me in the hot seat. I just
Joe,
want to know what's
that's
your
the
favorite.
point of you being in the
Do you
hot
have
seat.
one song of all time R&B that's your favorite, that when it comes on, you damn near want to cry?
One song. Jeez.
Any
one-
artist, it could be an artist never made it. It could be.
Like, let's say if I had to listen to one song, one R&B song, one R&B moment
I'm
for
not
the rest
saying
of
if
my
you're
life.
stuck on an
I'm
island, you gotta.
But I want.
No, I'm just saying, what's your
that in
favorite
order
song
to
when
pick
you hear it? You're like, all right,
I need that in order to pick it.
That's your therapy. I got mine.
I'ma say Marvin Gaye, Distant Lover, live.
Nigga stole mine.
Live,
Marvin
though.
Gaye, Distant
Love
Lover.
alive.
Live. There's a woman that screams.
Yeah.
When he said distant love, she screams
Yeah, she couldn't believe
like
it.
She couldn't take it.
she couldn't take
She
it.
couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Her life at that point had reached its pinnacle. She was ready to go to heaven.
Let me tell you something. The greatest salsa singer of all time, his name is Hector LaVoe. That movie El Cantante, J-Lo and Mark Anthony, that was his life. And he's my favorite salsa singer of all time. And he got live songs where he's talking so much shit, Tank, and I feel like I'm there. When I'm there, he says, the only singer that sings underwater, the only singer that when he opens his mouth, fire comes out. This, that. I know you see a lot of singers in here, and none of them fucking with me tonight. Like, he was talking.
he wasn't playing.
And they were there. And so think Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, this one, that. He was talking that shit with them there. So he's talking that Celia Cruz is here. The biggest was there. He was like, ain't can't nobody fuck with me. I am the best. And I'm like, wow, I never seen them live. I'm like, what it would have been to be there.
Yeah. Same.
Now, my favorite song of all time.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. I gotta
He's
introduce
speeding,
it.
baby. Speed. Yeah.
I introduce these kind of things. I have songs for these kind of things, Joe.
You have songs for the introduction. Yo, this is crazy.
Oh, we gotta go to Dream. Hold on. Let me get the Dream. Dream. There we go. Joe, we have a song for this.
What's the song? Tell him what the song is, man.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Your top 5. Top 5. Your top 5. R&B singers.
What else?
R&B songs. We gotta know.
Hey.
This is Fat Joe.
Oh.
We know how you roll, but we wanna know your top 5. Yes. Rawr. Pow. Top 5. Your top 5.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my top 5.
Is this
It's
artists?
my top 5 songs.
Okay,
I think it's more
songs
fun. I'm gonna give you the artists too,
Okay.
but I'm gonna give you the top 5.
Top 5.
R&B song.
R&B songs. R&B.
You gonna be driving in your car?
Nah, he fucked up my day. He fucked it up. You know how when you hear some shit all day,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be.
that's what it
is.
Tonight I'm about to watch the game. R&B songs.
Hey, Rich got to ride with you. You gonna be tired of this shit. You're gonna be like, oh my
Stop
god.
singing the take some.
One of my top 5 songs ever is "Give Me the Night."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Around, till we get along. So I believe that's George Benson, right? And so when I was a kid, I didn't know why I'd be sitting in the back of my father's station wagon. I'm like 4 years old, and I'll be like, "Give me the night." And I'll be looking out the window. On the ride. I just loved it.
Yeah.
My next one is a 1 in a million you. A 1 in a million.
Oh, you
You-
yeah, you going there.
Larry
going-
Graham. Right?
Graham Central Station.
Yeah. Larry Graham. But this is a vibe. This one I'm going to tell you. I used to stay in the summers in Brooklyn, right? So I'm from the Bronx, but I used to stay every summer in Brooklyn. And I remember my aunt, she lives around these projects called Pink Houses, and they had a block party, a jam there, and I walked up in there, and they was boom, 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 boom. Then they play, baby, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. You can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, SOS man.
Yeah.
They something else. Like
Absolutely.
the SOS man was legendary. And then of course, Luther Vandross, A House Is Not a Home.
Yeah.
You know, that's like, cause a house is not a home. And then Gotta Give It Up, Marvin Gaye. When that shit start.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so those are my top 5
great top
R&B
5.
songs of all time.
I like
Now
that.
singers.
I like that. Come on, come on, come on.
Luther Vandross, the greatest of all time. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, some people say Teddy, some people say Stevie, some people say
People say Donnie, they say that. Everybody got their favorites.
we say everybody. So my guy is Luther Vandross, the greatest of all time. I used to go to see him, and he be this small because I was up a deck with a cheap 3-piece suit on, like the cheap shit. $100, $80 3-piece suit up
You
a
get the
deck.
3 pieces for the one
With
price.
my
How much,
wife,
Summer?
with my wife, with my wife. Second one would be Babyface. And so anything Babyface is, Babyface is like, I know every ad lib, every lyric, everything. I could be a background singer for Babyface. And so many times Babyface perform and people want to throw me out the show. Cause you know, decent people go see Babyface
He's a
perform.
decent-
And I'm sitting
They
in,
wanna
I'm
throw
standing
me.
in the front row, you know.
Yeah.
Tell me where you go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
tell me who.
Yeah.
You know, that's when
Who's
you turn
gonna love
around.
you?
Who's gonna love you
See,
like I do?
You don't want to go to a Mary J show with your wife. There you don't want to go, because you probably get stabbed in your back about 40 times by mad women, right? But Babyface, you could turn to your wife and go, but where will you go and tell me who?
Yeah.
Who? Who's gonna love you, baby? Where did I do? Now tell me where.
No, Babyface is the conversation.
Yeah.
He's the
Where
conversation.
will you go? Where will you go? And tell me who's gonna, you know, that's, Babyface. Third would be Anita Baker. Now, I listen to Anita Baker every single day of my life. Only problem I got with Anita Baker is that when I go to her shows, she don't sing the song. You know, she kills it so much. She's so tired of singing these songs. So if you come to my song, you're gonna hear me go, my show, you're gonna hear me say, lean back.
The way
she'll
it
be
is.
like, and hey, and I'm trying to sing along
You're
with
trying
her.
to sing with her.
But
Gotcha.
she killing it so much that I can't. Lauryn Hill do that too. She did I guess they want to change the song. They tired of singing the shit. They freak it a whole different way. You know what I'm saying? So, but Anita Baker, she's top 3. So I got Luther, Babyface, Anita Baker. 4th, you know who I had to go with? Keith Sweat. I had to
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I
had, you know,
We waiting on the sweat.
We was waiting
you know,
on-
I gotta go with
We waiting on the
Sweat.
sweat. We waiting
You know,
on
I
the
gotta
sweat.
go Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
You know, step on stage, girl scream like I'm Keith.
Easy.
He's just amazing to me, man. I watched this man be a superstar my whole life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, in real life.
I watched this man in real life be a superstar my whole life. When he used to have a show in Madison Square Garden, when he come out in the bed, they push the bed out, and he's still the biggest. So, Keith Sweat, man, he's definitely a role model to me. Somebody I look up to.
Same.
In another
Same.
way.
Yeah.
And last is Stephanie Mills for sure. And so Stephanie is.
Yeah.
You know, because Stephanie brings my moms and my aunts into it.
Yeah.
You know, and when they was cleaning Saturdays, you know what I mean? They playing that Stephanie top. And I'm just like, you know, losing my mind with Stephanie. And every time I hear her music, it makes me feel the same way.
Takes you back there.
Yeah, and she's also touring. You know, R&B, I think their fans support more than hip hop fans do. Because you can have hip hop guys slip through the cracks, but R&B, if you're not getting high, you show up, you can sing good still. Because some people, that it's sad. I've went to see some R&B singers that they lost their voice.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy because I know they got to pay their bills, but I'd rather listen to the record, how I know them, how they really was putting it down.
Yeah.
They go to a show and they can't do it, right? So that's my top 5.
R&B songs. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we got another segment for you.
R&B songs, R&B artists was Luther, Babyface, Anita Baker, Keith Sweat, and I never knew Luther Vandross grew up like 3 blocks from me.
Luther Vandross on the
I
Bronx.
know.
Luther Vandross was born in the Lower East Side but came up to the Bronx. But literally, so it's safe to say Luther grew up where hip hop was born.
Right.
He lived 5 footsteps, 5 blocks from me. So I didn't know till I sampled the Luther song to the Sunshine, and his family, they cleared it so fast, and it was like, yo, we love you, Fat Joe. We from 5 blocks away. And then when I went to YouTube and started seeing, I was like, yo, fucking Luther from 5 blocks away.
That's crazy.
Luther Vandross, everything to me. You know what I'm saying? He's my idol, man. He's special. I don't think nobody can sing like him. I think he could hit any kind of note in the world. He was just crazy. I remember I used to go to shows. He walked past. And Luther about to get in some shit. So every now and then I go on YouTube and I be like, all right, Luther, BET Award, Luther, American Music Award, Luther, tribute to Dionne Warwick. And he on some shit. Like he's sitting there, you already, the whole crowd is laughing before he start to sing because they already know, all right, Luther about to be on some shit.
Yeah.
So that's my guy. I gave you the songs. I'll tell you a funny story about, all right, and of course, Michael Jackson trumps everything, Michael Jackson is just.
It's Michael Jackson.
He's an alien.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so to anything Michael Jackson, right? But I'll mention a crazy story is I was in the studio with Rico Love, good friend of mine.
Our brother.
And he was working this when he was writing every hit for Usher. I was there when he was writing all them hits for Usher. Like hanging out with them and Usher was there. That's funny about Usher. So we up there, one day Usher begs me to take him to the club, right? And I'm like, yo, Usher, man, you don't want to go to no club. Because Usher likes, I don't want the responsibility of having to hold down these fucking superstars, right?
You don't want to be
Because I
security.
become security.
Right.
I can never let nothing happen to Usher.
Right.
Not on
He's
your
telling
watch.
me take him to where all the Spanish chicks is. That's usually in the hood out here. So he's like, yo, I want to see the Spanish chicks. Let's go. I'm like, yo, Usher, stay here. He was in the safe studio.
Stay here.
Fucking J Valentine candles. He's chilling. We walk in the club and he starts dancing. And I'm looking at him and the man is floating in one spot. He was doing some shit where he was floating. I'm looking at him. Everybody's looking at him like, yo, fucking Usher, floating in one spot. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I was like, yo, this guy, he's not on his feet. He's like floating.
Yeah.
Right? Usher, but I was there for when Rico wrote all of them. And then I actually had to convince Kelly Rowland to do that song Motivation.
No.
And so she wasn't sure about it. And I was like, yo, Kelly. Because she had just had a hit that was one of them
Born the
EDM
Floor.
shit.
Yeah, for the floor joint.
So she was thinking about
Going that space.
going
yeah,
that. And I'm
yeah.
like, yo, bro, you Destiny's Child. This shit is a smash. The man just wrote 30 million hits for Usher. Like, you catching them. That's another thing. As a writer, now I know. Right? Like, so I did 4 songs with Scott Storch. Each one of them went #1 on the Billboard 100. Had I known that, I would have did 20 songs
Right.
with Scott
Yeah.
Storch at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, when you catch
when
the
you're
wave.
gun
Yeah.
hot,
Yeah.
when you got a pen and your gun hot, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, his gun hot right now. She did it, and look, that was a big hit for her. You know what I'm saying?
Let's build your super R&B artist, Joe.
But now, how do we do that?
I'm finna show you. This is called Voltron, right? So you have to pick an R&B artist, dead or alive, that you would get the vocal from, that you would get the performance style from, that you would get the styling from, and that you would get the passion from. So out of all the R&B artists that you know and love, dead or alive, to make your super R&B artist, who would you get the vocal from?
Michael Jackson. Nobody got that.
Yeah.
Nobody got that tone.
Sing
Nobody-
any kind of record.
Any record.
Nobody,
Any record.
you know.
We've said he's had 4 voices.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Over time. He's had 4 different voices.
Yeah.
Nah,
They
nah,
were
he-
all immaculate. Yeah.
Michael Jackson performance, I get Chris Brown. Ooh. So I got a MJ and a Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
nowhere
on to
else to
something.
go.
You absolutely on to something.
No. All right,
That's
so
a
what's the
billion
next
records.
one?
So who's the styling of the artist? The drip.
Who got the fly shit on?
If I could pick, if it could be a female, it could be a female. I gotta really think about this, but I think I'd go Aaliyah with the styling.
Fly.
You know what I'm saying? That was
fly.
that little tomboy look, showing her little 6-pack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think she was a big trendsetter.
That was the thing.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. So I would go vocally MJ, performance Chris Brown, styling Aaliyah,
Passion.
passion. One I really know, which is Maxwell. Right. Yeah, every time I see Maxwell, I stop him. I make him sing that shit to me. He could be drunk at a party.
What?
Yeah. Every time.
Sing the song, Max.
Yeah, sing the song, Maxwell. We could be in a club, popping. I'll be like, yo, you gotta do. Be like, yo, Joe, you gotta. So, you need passion to hit that note right
Absolutely.
there. And somebody who I don't really know all her music like that, but just from seeing her perform so many times throughout my whole life, I'll say Yolanda Adams.
Oh yeah.
Because when she's singing, she's singing.
she's singing, she's not playing around.
You know, she's not.
Life
She's
changing.
not playing.
Yeah, she's not playing with these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we could throw Patty in there too, Patty LaBelle. Yeah. But you know, those are like, you know what I'm saying? Passion.
Yeah.
So I got vocally nobody better than MJ with his tones is like, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like every time I listen to Michael, matter of fact, I'm gonna listen to him now when I leave here and go in the car. Vocally, nobody. Performance-wise, nobody like Chris Brown. I don't watch Chris Brown jump off the balcony and land on one finger. And just like the shit. Like, yo, bro, this guy here, I'm not exaggerating. I
didn't know where he was going. How he said
Yo,
he was
the
gonna
guy
land. He said,
jumped
and land
he
on.
flipped off the balcony and land on one finger, and then open an umbrella while the cops slept up. And then, like, yo, bro, like, the man unreal. Like, we gotta stop. Like, listen.
But the shit is true too. That's what makes
The
it even
man
better.
is unreal.
He's
Then he'll
unreal.
go play a game of basketball and drop 60 on him. Yo, he's unreal.
Umbrella.
Swag, I said Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And passion, I gave you a couple to choose from.
Okay.
Yolanda Adams, Patti
LaBelle.
LaBelle, and
Maxwell.
and Maxwell.
Yeah, I like
it's
it.
just
I like
Maxwell.
it.
He did it. He did. Nas never had to rhyme outside of Illmatic. He created such a classic, the album Illmatic. If he never rhymed again, he'd be a legend, the icon on the Mount Rushmore forever.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you think about it, Andre 3000 ain't really rapping like 15 years. We still got him on Mount Rushmore.
Still got
So
him, yeah.
your man Nas with Illmatic, he was done. He did some shit that goes in the Museum of Natural History, right? And so Maxwell with that,
He never had to
it's like
sing
he
another
never
note.
had to sing another song.
Yeah.
Swimming through the concrete and shit. You remember the video?
Yeah,
You remember the
yeah,
video?
yeah,
You
yeah.
swimming through the
Did the
concrete.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So, I'm good with what my choices were.
All right, before we let you out of here, Brother Joe,
Yeah, we got a very, very, very special part of the show.
we keep theme songs ready.
Yeah.
Okay? That's my job. This one is I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
Tell 'em.
I ain't saying no names.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no name. Where you was, who you was with,
Come
what you did.
Come on with it.
Don't say shit. I ain't saying no name.
And that's all we want, Tank.
That's all.
We don't want nobody to say no name.
Yeah. So this
Leave us
listen,
alone, man.
very, very, very special segment of
Very
the show.
special.
Thank you so much, man. It was an honor to be here.
No.
you
You
gotta-
got to. You're not done yet.
Oh, I'm not done.
You're not done.
tell
You got
us-
one more thing.
Okay.
It's the part of the show. It's called I Ain't Saying No Names.
Okay.
Where you tell us a story, funny or fucked up, or funny and fucked up. The only rule to the game is you can't say no names.
Oof. Okay. What comes to mind? Man, I got too many stories. I ain't saying no name. It was an artist. Right? That an R&B artist who was very sexual, very write songs for the ladies and this and that. And he would have women butt naked, like if it was like art, like you know how you
Like a
paint
statue.
Yeah.
like a statue, like art.
Yeah.
And he would write his hit records looking at butt naked women. That was like his art.
Yeah.
You know how they got them
His
like
inspo.
this, and it was the inspo, and then another red bone to come, and another one, and they was older. I don't want nobody thinking no crazy shit, but I ain't saying no names. But let me tell you something. That I never forgot that session where I was just like,
They would just come and pose.
about an hour, come and pose, butt naked on the stool thing, smiling. Walk out the room, another one come in, and the dude just be writing hit records about girls. I ain't saying no names.
Wow. I like that.
That's a legendary. I never gave nobody that one. That's a legendary.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah. You never know what people's inspiration is.
Absolutely.
Is that okay? This is a question. Is that cheating? I'm just writing a song. It's not cheating, right?
No, it's not cheating. No, it's not cheating. It's not cheating.
Like my
And
wife should be okay with that.
I didn't see the girls flirting.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't even looking at us. They were there minding their business, like they posing like it
Just
was art.
inspo.
Yo, don't get me in trouble.
art.
Man.
It was art.
Yo, fuck that.
It was art.
Yo, but I ain't saying no names.
Wow.
Wow. Brother Fat Joe, we are family goes without saying, but we are I think we are all inspired and we are all better because of what you've done and how you do it, man. And we
Good looking, my
appreciate you.
brother.
We appreciate you 1,000 times over. I appreciate you giving me the call. As I said, you've always been inclusive. You've always wrapped your hands and arms around everyone, and you give me a call and say, "Hey, man, you
Why
want
fight the
want to be part of this."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
do you want to be part of this. It was
think of
Tank,
this, right?
You want to be
Tank,
part of
you
this.
saying
Yeah.
you get money, right? Think of Tyson Beckford, right? One of the most handsome men in the world. He's been a runway model forever.
Yeah.
We found a way for people who love him to support
To
him.
support him.
Yeah.
And he get paid now off his looks.
Yeah.
So every day somebody buying a box. You know, we finally found the right system for Tyson Beckford to get his just due.
Yeah,
Get his
dope.
flowers.
Yeah.
Right. And so, it's the beginning of a lot of stuff we gonna do. Shout out to Jay-Z. He going for the casino up in New York Times Square. And so I want him to get it because then 15,000 people that look like us will get jobs in Times
Yeah.
Square. And so every time I hear amazing things from people, I look up to or who I love or what they're doing, it inspires me.
Well, you inspire us, brother, and that
Absolutely.
that is the blueprint, man. How can we continue to push it forward or pay it forward? You know what I mean? That's it. My name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the
Yeah.
authority on
Yeah.
all things R&B.
Yeah.
And this has been All Things Fat Joe. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.